Good morning. This is Tea or Coffee on High Impact Television. This program comes up 9 o'clock every day. We apologize for um, coming up later than scheduled. It's due to circumstances beyond our control. But now we are back. Good news. And so we have a lot of things for you lined up today, especially for parents that are looking at ways to make sure that they're training their child the right way, and they are doing so much, and it seems as if their efforts are not being repaid with good attitude from the children. But not to worry, we have the expert in the house that will direct us towards, that will channel us towards the right direction, so that, we bring out good children that we wish for ourselves. My name is Ronke Ashiru, and with me is beautiful Wura.
No, always looking good every time. I'm so proud of myself right now.
Gorgeous, not gorgeous. Gorgeous.
No,
Wura.
no, I think I might need to do the introduction for myself, because you're beginning to... Which one is gorgeous?
I say you are gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Beautiful. Amazing. Let me not go over. Let me not go over that. Wura Olapopola is here. And how was your day yesterday?
It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful.
After tea or coffee, what else did you do?
A lot of things,
Okay.
definitely planned for today, because we want nothing but the best guests to come and teach us what we need to know.
Yes.
So, and we were doing it, remember, with the others, yes? With Victoria, with Modupe,
Yes,
and all
yes,
that.
yes.
We kept talking
And
back and forth.
collective efforts made today a success.
Yes.
Yes, and we're here now. So what are we talking about today?
Yes. Like I said, a lot of people, it's stressful for them. They don't even know how to do it again. They don't know how to go with training of their kids. When they try to say, will you hurry up? That's when the child start to drag the
At times, I
feet.
wonder how how mothers do these things, because as much as you are paying attention to your children, you're also making sure meal is ready, and especially for career women, they go to work, come back, make sure dinner is ready, the children, you've done your assignments, ready for school. And at times when I think, because at times, off school during vacation, I have my niece, cousins come around, and from morning to night, I don't think there's any minute I don't have to say, leave there, come here, keep quiet. And every time there's this thing that, I don't know, annoys me a lot. They just come, okay, this person did this to me.
Exactly.
Come and see what this person did to me. I'll say, okay, sorry. You know what? I'll talk to the person. You go. You come back again. She just finished pinching me. She just finished blowing me. I said, okay, sorry. And at that point in time, I'm like, oh, mothers, I think I need to give kudos to every mother out there.
Yeah.
It's really not easy.
It's not. And the fact that, especially maybe for career women, that they have to go to work in the morning and come back, and they still want their children to be well behaved.
Yeah, yes.
Because
the training of children actually lies in the hand, in my own opinion, especially lies in the hand of the mother.
Yes.
There's this proverb that the Yoruba land part of Nigeria, they always say, when a child is good, it's for the mother.
It's for the father.
For the father, sorry. And when the child is bad, it's for the mother. So the mother is the one that has so much responsibility to make sure that the children or the child has good home training.
Do I actually believe that?
Don't worry, when the guest comes.
Because I believe that the father, and maybe especially together the parent, because sometimes the father, they become like the absentee kind of father, but when the child is prosperous or doing well, that's when they say, that's my
no,
that's
fathers
my
do that
son.
a lot. That's my son.
That's why I trained him.
My daughter.
I trained him. And where were you when the mother was busy
I
running
know,
around?
right?
So I believe that it should be both, but let's hear from our experts so that we are not authorities when it comes to that. We have an expert in the house.
Yes, and when we come back from the short break, we've been on a break now. When we come back, we would introduce our guest to you, and she'll be talking on how you can raise children. Raising children is the topic for today. So stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll have more to give you on raising your children. Welcome back. It's still Tea or Coffee on your #1 favorite TV station, High Impact, #1 full HD TV station in Nigeria. And if you're just joining us, we are talking about raising children in the modern times now. And if you're watching and you're not a parent yet, don't think it's none of your business or you wouldn't have anything to learn. Trust me, you're going to be a parent one day. And so this is meant for everyone there. Aspiring parents, parent now. This is meant for you. And we have our guest in the house already, Mrs. Titilope Otelola, founder of Parent 360 Initiative. You're welcome, Mrs. Titilope. Good to have you here.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
Yes, and I must say you look beautiful. I love your dress, your outfit.
Your sunball, very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're talking about raising children.
Okay.
So first, what brought about Parent 360 Initiative?
Thank you once again. I'm grateful to be here. Parent Child 360 Initiative, thank you. Parent Child 360 Initiative was something I so much desire about parent-child communication, relationship, bonding. And then I started with myself and my son. You know, I noticed there was a gap. When in my days of flying, I used to be an air hostess, and I never had a good bond with the child. You know, and I felt, what could I do to just fill in that gap? So I decided to just make time out, know more about my child, and then it was helpful. I could see a lot of changes by being present in the life of my child.
Okay.
I started doing school runs, picking him up, dropping him off, you know, asking him questions, day-to-day activities he does.
Yes.
And I saw the child coming out, speaking more to me. Unlike before that, he just wants to be in his own world. He doesn't want to share anything. But the only person he had bond with was with my husband. And I felt, well, we are together in this relationship.
Exactly.
So what's happening? And then, you know, that's really changed totally. And I felt if a lot of parents can also create time to bond with their child, communicate with the child, it goes a long way to help in the development of the child, both cognitive, psychologically, mentally, even physically, because the child will willingly want to come to you, to talk with you. They want to tell you. Parents don't also know children go through a lot of emotions. They go through a lot of troubles. It could be bullying in school. It could be self-esteem issues, you know. And they want someone to speak to. But majority of us, because of our work schedule, because of our own lifestyle, we hardly even listen. And what children need is someone to listen, even if you won't say a word. Mommy, are you there? Mommy, did you hear me? Yes. Those affirmations goes a long way to secure, you know, the child's esteem And then that's it for me. And that was exactly what happened. And I felt, okay, why don't I also use this avenue to advocate to both parents and the child? Yet it's not left for parents alone to help in parenting. The child also has a role to play. Before you think of going out for people out there, to, you know, looking for succor, why don't you also? Parents are not willing to neglect you, but it's just the way they were also brought up. You can't blame them. You know, you also, if you know a little and have information, why don't you also say, Mom, I would like you to do things this way. You know, my friend's mom, or you heard or you saw somewhere, just bring it home to make a suggestion to your parents, and they will see how best they can do that. So mine, basically about PCI is enlightenment, advocacy, education on parent bonding, child, family, and all that. So that's what I do.
I know you've touched part of the question that I wanted to ask, especially that you need to be around for your child sometimes. Like, okay, now let's talk about parents that are very, very busy, like especially those that work in maybe, I don't want to
Corporate
mention a particular
I know.
area of organization, but let's say this person leaves the home 5 o'clock
Yeah,
and gets back around 11.
yeah.
So what do you think? How do you think this could also, how do you think the parent should train the child?
Okay, thank you once again. Another thing we need to do for parents like this, you need to communicate to your child. Son, daughter, this is the kind of work I'm doing right now. Mommy will not be available for so hours, but Friday evening, you and I will have our family time. Or if I come late on Friday as well, Saturday and Sunday, it's a good time to bond. But that's the time the parent that has gone to work Monday to Friday, that's the same time they will tell you, I want to sleep.
I want to
I
sleep.
just don't want you to come close to me. But 1 hour, 2 to 3 hours goes a long way in the life of that child. And you know, one thing about children, like I mentioned earlier, communication goes a long way. It's like we are all here now. If you are communicating to me, I don't understand, I have right to ask you, excuse me, ma'am, can you repeat the question? I seem not to understand. But here, I am just seated. I'm looking at you. I don't understand, and I'm still looking at you. But in your mind, like, what's wrong with this woman? Can't she hear what I'm saying? You know, the child also don't know. But if you communicate the kind of things you're doing, and then how best you can make it work for the child and for yourself, the child will understand. They will even be the one to remind you, Mom, you promised on Sunday we'll all go out. You promised to ask me about my schoolwork.
Exactly.
Mom, you haven't asked. I hope you're all fine. I hope you're okay. Or what time should I remind you? But when totally you decide not to make up to that promises, children hold on to promises. So don't bother to make promises you know you will never meet up to. You know. So those are the things. Communicate with the child. Let the child know the time you will be available and that they will ever be ready to see you at that time you had given. Nobody will say you should not work. Nobody will say, you will know we need the work, especially for husband and wife, we need to help one another. But at the same time, not at the expense of the child. Let the child know why mom is not around, why dad is not around. And this is the time we will have together to talk about what you have done during the week and then how for us to go through your work schedule. Let me know your friends, what has been happening to you during the week. It's like when you and I call now. Hello, darling. Sis, I've not seen you in a long while. How have you been? How's work? How's family? The same catch-up you do with your friends, do it with the child.
Okay.
So that's just create that time. Every family, every parent should know what works for them and how best to work with that, So, and it will surely work.
Okay. It is said that back then you have firm home training. And now you hear people say things like, this child does not have home training, this and that. What has changed over time? How does raising children back then and now, does it differ? Is there any difference now?
Yeah, there are a lot of differences now. Back then, parents tell us what to do, but they don't tell us what the repercussion of what we're doing will be. They don't even tell us the reason why they don't want us to do something. But these days, as you're telling the child, sit there, they ask you, Mom, why? And you must tell the child why you want the child to sit. oh, there are a lot of equipment around. I wouldn't want you to sleep and hit your head or to fall. You must give the child the reason. But
Okay.
back then, no reasons for what
If
action.
you ask why, shut up.
Ah,
You're
I will
talking.
spank you.
you are so rude. Who are you to talk to me that way? That's the way back then.
Yeah.
And then I noticed majority of us, it instilled fear that we couldn't even ask questions.
Yes.
But today's children, they will ask you, even after the why, you had given an answer. But why
But
again,
why?
Mom? Okay, why can't I sit on that tray or on that table? And you just have to explain to them that place is slippery. It's easy for you to sleep. But if you sit on a cushion or a sofa, it's comfortable. Those
So-
are the things. And then
A parent, a man or woman with short fuse can't be a good parent. Is that what? Because if somebody keeps asking me, if a child keeps asking me, why?
Why? At some
Won't I
point,
just-
you
Flip and will you stop
I
with
know
this?
we don't have patience
Or
when it
you-
comes to
you
the
were
child.
like,
We don't have patience.
Yeah.
And that's what's killing us off. We need to be
All
patient.
right.
Yeah, because even in our work schedule, we do in our offices, you cannot flog a colleague you are giving instructions to. The only thing you can do is, but I told you earlier. Even sometimes where
Exactly.
you want to scream, you remember you're in the office.
Yes.
You control yourself. So why can't we do that with the child? Okay, sweetheart, mommy explained this. You know what? If you do this, this is what will happen to you. And that's why I don't want you to hurt yourself. Let the child know their own responsibility in their own prevention from being damaged.
All right.
But when you don't tell the child that he or she also has a role and responsibility to play in what will affect them, then they feel you are just giving rules and commands that will not work.
But then I want to get something clear. If
Okay.
you keep using this calm,
Yes.
don't go there, mommy, sweetheart, mommy does this and all of that, won't at some point the child take that for granted, and then maybe when he's not supposed to do something and he does it, like, all mommy would say is, sweetheart, don't go there, live there. So at some point, won't they take that calmness and you trying to make them understand their responsibility, but not in the harsh way, won't they take that for granted?
You know, in communication, we also have body languages.
Okay.
And so when you are speaking like that, they see your countenance, they look at you. Tolu, don't go there. It's different from Tolu, don't go there. Did you hear the tonation?
Yes.
Did you see the face expression? So you also need to put that. Firmness is not about screaming,
Okay.
but that's what we do here in Africa. We
Yes.
scream a lot
Yeah,
to
we're
pass a
used to
message.
it. We're used to it because some people, why she's screaming?
And the child will also tell you, Mom, you're screaming.
They're shouting.
You're shouting.
you are rude.
And then you have two captains sailing the boat at the same time, because
exactly.
even
So
the
when-
child is
so
also
when you're also-
African. Mother, child, African. The child is saying, Mommy, you're shouting. Why will you tell me I'm shouting? Why are you shouting? And
But
then
in
nobody
such a
wants
case,
to step
exactly. It's just again where you have, like, can I say naughty kids? When you have naughty kids, how do you think, or stubborn child, how do you think that that type of child should be trained?
There's nothing like stubborn. We have strong-willed children.
Strong-willed
Okay.
children.
There's
Okay.
nothing like naughty.
All right.
It's a child you have not trained, you have not given, you have not instilled values into.
Okay.
Yeah. So we just have strong will.
Okay.
Just like in adults, we say, Miss, I think we should do it, but no, I want to do it this way. So the same way it is in the child.
Okay.
You know, but one thing that is missing in the family is values. If in the house, this is the way we do things, the child grows up to do things in that way.
Okay.
Yes. And then for such strong-willed child, there are also ways you can channel their energy
Okay.
because they really want to showcase who they are. And then you need to now let them know, as much as you are so strong-willed, when you do this, yes, I might not have done it during my own age, but if you do it, I have read up, I have seen, I have heard stories about children that are so strong-willed that they are doing things in a wrong way. And this is the result. I wouldn't want it to end in that way. You know, one thing we need to start doing is relating issues, experiences, sharing with children. It's not enough to give out instructions. It's not enough to just say, don't do this. let them see, let them also read up, let them also, relate with situations and say, oh, really? So when the child was really, never listened, this is the repercussion. Mom, I don't think I want to hand it that way. So you just need to talk. You just need to explain. You just need to show.
So in other words, we need to know the type of child we have and
That's
then
it.
try to
Manage.
Just like the soup we have has different
Exactly.
ingredients. If you want to make egusi
Try to
now,
raise them
you want
up
to make
through
oha soup,
that
it's
way.
different,
Okay.
things you will use to make up this. So you train a child with his own makeup.
yes.
Know your child, know who he or she is, and then train.
So that
But
means
we
there's
must
no
have it
general way of training a child.
We must have a value system in the family, though.
Okay.
In the morning, we greet. In the morning, we're kind to people. Teach them about honesty,
The basic
truthfulness
things of life.
that will help them.
Okay.
But treat the child according to his own makeup.
Okay. Individually.
Yes.
So in other
All
words,
right.
it is not difficult to train a child. Okay.
At
Because
all.
most people have that mindset.
Yes.
When you meet someone newly wedded now and you go like, so when children, let me enjoy my husband for now. So they have this mindset that raising children or nurturing children is difficult. But now you've heard
You
it
just
all.
made it look
is
so
not
simple.
difficult. You just need to
but
understand
but
your
to
child.
me, it's like what you said now. That means if I have 2 children, I
Yes,
need
ma'am.
to study the 2 children.
Yes, ma'am.
and know how to train this and that, though I have a basic value.
Yes, that's it.
But I still have to now do my research
That's
concerning
it.
each
That's the
one
truth.
of them.
We have a set of twins. I have a twin, and there are 2 different girls.
Wow.
Wow.
I have a strong will, and I have a very calm, lovely, gentle, ladylike. But the other one is like a guy. She wants to try out a lot of things.
Stunts and all that.
So imagine me now saying, because Tony is like this, Toby, you must be like this. That's the name of my girls.
Yeah.
So you just have to know who your child is. And it's only when you have the time
Yeah.
that you know your child. And another thing, we should never compare our children, because this is a lot of mistake parents are making.
Yes.
Well, I was the same person that trained Lola. She's now in university. She's calm, she's respectful, she's this and that. And you, why would you turn out to be like this? It still boils down to knowing your child.
Yes.
And you know what works for that child.
All right.
You can't compare them.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now let's talk about child's rights.
Okay.
So, in this part of the country, we don't tend to talk more about the rights of children. So, can you enlighten us on that?
The United Nations looked at issues wide world, and then they felt we're making decisions for children, and children are not even part of the decision makings we're doing. So they had a convention, and that was in 2003. The act came up, Child's Rights Act, and and then it was all over the world, given to countries to start making use of the act. And so parents need to know that this trafficking we're doing, child labor,
Okay.
yes, those are the things in the act. Yeah.
Okay. We will continue, but let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about child's rights. And you talked about United Nations.
Yes.
But let's talk about
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Okay.
What are the things that we need to know as a Nigerian, as a mother, as a child, even if they're watching, what we need to know? And then, because we know that we are not only people from around the world are listening and watching
Watching,
right
all
now, then we'll spread it to the world.
Okay.
So we'll be right back. Let's go on a break. This is still tea or coffee.
Discover the magic, the thrill. Every sight is so close you can feel it. The excitement, the fear. Experience our cinemas at High Impact Planet, the place where fun just got real.
Okay, welcome back. And we were talking to our guest, Ms. Titilope Odelola, about raising children and knowing child's rights in Nigeria, especially for parents watching out there. It is not just it is not just about training the child, but also knowing the rights of that child and also paying attention to the rights.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the major things that parents have to look at pertaining child's rights?
Okay. The rights of the child, right to education, right to good environment, right to protection, right to participation. And then I'll put it down. For the right to participation, when you're making decisions for the child, they also have a role to play. You need to involve them. You need to ask them questions. And then for the protection, we're talking about preventing the child from all forms of abuse. It could be sexual, it could be physical, it could be neglect, it could be emotional, verbal abuse. And then when you talk about a child of the right to education, they have a right to go to school. Not because you don't have money, you not withdraw the child from school. It's a right of the child. They have a right to clothing, to shelter, to
environment.
Yes, good
So
environment as well. Yes.
Good environment.
Yes. It's
What
not
if
just
the
putting
parents
in.
can't afford?
Good environment.
What if the parent can't afford?
I have to repeat
place
it
them
over
in
and
good
over. Good environment.
Yes,
So
they need a place
if-
to put their head.
Okay.
It's a right of the
So
child.
if the parents are not fulfilling this rights, what's supposed to happen or what's going to happen?
Then that means we're making the child to be prone to abuse.
Okay, so there's no law guarding against that for, like, say, puts a child in a slum and then the police arrests or whatever.
It's actually just a right of the child.
Just the right.
Let them have an environment to live in.
Okay.
You know, in development, environment also is part
Yes.
of what helps
Yeah.
and hates good, development of the child.
Yes.
For the people in the slum, I'm sorry, but it's also, they are not exposed. Majority of them don't even know resource, good water, shelter, they feel that's the way life should be. You know, those are the things that we also need to know, that living in a good environment also helps in development of the child, psychologically, mentally, all forms of development for the child. So these are the rights children are entitled to. It's not about privilege because we are living in eyebrow areas. No, it's their rights.
Okay.
And so
Okay,
these
so
are
parents should not
things.
say, I'm working day and night so that you can.
No,
It's
it's
actually-
their rights.
Are
You know,
listening?
parents telling children, do you know how much I pay?
Yes.
You don't know. Your mates now,
your
they are
school
going to public schools. It's their
It's their
rights. It's not about you. And that's why we say, if you know you're not capable to take care of a child, don't bring them to the world. I'm sorry I'm a bit harsh, but that's the
But
truth.
it's the truth.
Yes.
They have rights, basic rights of life.
Okay, I want to ask, spanking, is it child abuse?
It is. I'm sorry.
Spanking.
I'm the voice of the
She's
child.
repeating it again. Spanking.
Spanking.
Like maybe you
Not
didn't get
hitting.
it. Like just tapping us.
Even Lagos State,
No,
Lagos
like,
State
don't do
doesn't
that.
even accept it. Yes.
So,
Anyone that does that to the child, you're abusing the child.
So what is
So
the
what can
best
happen?
way of disciplining the child?
When you say discipline, I'll still go back to our values.
yes.
Okay.
When you let the child know why you can't do this in the house, if you do, let the child know there are repercussions for being naughty, like your word, or if you misbehave, this is the punishment.
All right.
Not that, you cannot punish a child when you have not told the child that there's a repercussion. I will hold you responsible for it. Mommy,
And
but
so
you never
what
told me
can-
there's not, if I do this, this will happen to me. So if you had made the child to know right from the, basics that this is the way things should be done. But if you don't do it that way, this is the repercussion. But it has nothing to do with flogging. Because if you flog, and out of anger when we're flogging, we're spanking, we could damage the body of the child. We could deform them. So many things. That's the reason why we're saying don't beat the child.
So what other ways can you
Withdraw her. You can use withdrawal method.
go to your room?
Go
And
to
in
your
the room,
room.
you have the internet, you have the TV,
You
have the
withdraw
system.
everything.
So
You have the
you
phone.
withdraw
You withdraw
everything.
them.
Okay.
And before you do that, also communicate it to the child. Okay, Titi, I told you to do this before I'll be back from work. and I notice you have not done anything. I remember I repeated it 3 times. So now, since you decide to take laws into your own hands, you won't do it. For the next 3 days, I'm going to withdraw all
Gadgets.
your gadgets. You will not be able to watch that. Your favorite cartoon you watch by 6 to 7. And then so next time when mommy gives an instruction, we know it's not only for mommy's benefit, it's also for your own benefit, for your own good. Haven't I communicated?
Okay, I have to come in there.
Exactly.
When you do that, you know, you don't just keep children in the house alone. They go to school, and you have neighbors, you have other people around that environment. So when you do that, when you withdraw, is that not making them vulnerable to going outside or seeking
Another form of
entertainment?
entertainment.
Yes.
Like, for example, I know somebody that when she tells her child, not to do that, and then the child will, okay, for example, I'm taking off your gadgets and all that.
Yeah.
Stay in your room, then you hear, oh, the child starts composing, singing songs. And then she's like, what else can I do with this girl? Because, you know, she tries every different types of, you know,
Methods. And all that.
methods. And then this girl, you want her to be by herself. She's singing. She's enjoying herself. She's in a world of her own. By the time you say, okay, take your things back, she has moved on from those things. She's into music now, or drama, or just acting with her imaginary friends. You know, so because she very frustrated, she had to ask me what else. I said, girl, I don't think I can help you in this, in this particular.
But singing is good.
Yes, but you know, she wanted the girl to be remorseful. But instead of the child to be remorseful, the child finds another way of
finds
entertaining
fun.
herself.
If you want the child to be remorseful, in your communication also with fellow adults, have you in any way find yourself, you know, doing things wrong and you were apologetic to the other person? Children are visual. They see. It's what we do, they do. Hold that
Okay.
to one side.
Yes.
Okay.
And then for the child, you're saying, we're withdrawing not forever,
Okay.
not for the whole day. It's for a few hours, just for the child to know why I'm doing this.
Okay.
I never said we should withdraw the whole day.
For the whole
Yes,
holiday
or the-
period.
yes, not at all. But you must let the child know. And that was why I said, before you can give out a punishment or discipline, let's discuss it earlier. Tolu, Titi, if you don't do this, this is what will happen. They are in the known. It's not that you're just coming because they didn't do it and you're withdrawing. No, they must be in the known that if I do, you know, they will want to do that thing because they don't want you to withdraw.
Okay.
They are attached to what they are doing as well. They don't want you to punish them.
Okay.
So that's it.
At what age do you start doing this and letting the child know what is wrong and what is right? At what stage in life?
Immediately the child is speaking.
Immediately the child is speaking.
In as much they can ask you, Mom, tea.
See,
Mom, thank you. And we said it together. Mom, biscuits. Who says the child doesn't hear?
Okay.
And you know some children, if they want to get your attention, they start crying.
Yes.
And you're telling me the child is not smart.
Okay.
But once you give them that attention, they know you are there. Once you take off your eyes or you are far away, they start crying again. And once you hear the cry of a child, you run back to them, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
So in as much the child can
Can
speak,
speak. Okay.
they can hear you. Start it.
Okay.
It's like weaning the child to stop weeing on their body, right? You
Yeah.
want to stop them wearing diaper.
yeah.
Isn't it? We're
Yes.
potty training.
Yes. Yes.
And don't they pick up that training? So that's
Of
it.
course they do. Okay.
And the same thing for their protection. You start telling them right from that age, protect your body. No one has right over your body. That's also a right. No one has a right over their body. You need to protect your body. If someone touches you in an appropriate manner, you tell daddy, you tell mommy. If anybody pulls you closer to touch your buttocks, you know, give them the right names of the body. Not until they are formed and you are now trying to talk when they already know
Yes.
from outside. Give them the right information
Nowadays,
from
children
home.
tend to know a lot.
They know quite a lot.
Yes.
You know.
And parents are in denial. They will say, no, my child is not yet open to that. But who says they go to school, they go to church, they mingle with friends, with cousins, with neighbors.
They watch movies.
They watch movies, even these cartoons. Do you know the number of vocabs they hear every day? Things they
Yes.
see. And yet we're not talking with them in the house.
And it's by cordial relationship with your children, you would even know
Yes.
what your child can do and what your child can't do. Because
That
a lot
summarizes
of
ma.
parents, you know, at times you find a child doing something and then you go to the parent like, ah, yeah, Lagbaja, your child is doing this and that. And I know that's not my child. They make
That's
it seem
the
as if
denial.
you reporting the
Teach-
child
in-
is like
honestly,
an
you don't like that
insult
child.
or you don't like that
Or
child.
they are not carrying out their parental role effectively.
So you just need to have that relationship with
just
your
have
child to
to.
know the
You
kind of
just
child
have
you
to.
have. Okay.
That's
All right.
it.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming on
Thank you
today's
too,
episode.
I appreciate it.
Quickly, is there anything you want to tell those watching, especially young mothers that they don't know how to go about it, or maybe mothers that have big children and they feel it's too late for them to imbibe the values and right way of training? Is there anything you want to say?
Parenting is not outsourcing. Parenting, it's not outsourcing. You can't outsource the parenting role. You just have to be there for your child. You just have to know your child. You just have to bond with your child. Don't ever think any child is damaged or it is over for that child. The only way you can win such a child is through love. And not just saying the love by verbal, you also have to show
act
it.
it.
Act it. Let the child be convinced, him or herself will know that truly, mommy still loves me, despite that I'm not, you know, in the right way, in the right path.
Thank
so
you
love
very
your
much.
child unconditionally, no matter what the situation is.
Okay, love your child unconditionally. And don't just say it, act it. Thank you so much, Titi
Thank you.
Odelola. We've been talking with Titi Odelola from the founder of Parent Child 360 Initiative. 360, that means turn around.
Yes.
Oh, very well. That's a very nice one. So we've been talking with Titilola Odelola, from the founder Parent Child 360 Initiative, and we've learned so much from her. That, especially that, because you believe that one child is good, is a perfect,
Yeah.
what's it called?
Child.
Is a
Child.
perfect child. That is that's how you have to raise the other
Yeah,
one. You need to study your child very well and know
Balance
how
the
to
love between your children.
how to raise that particular child, because every child is unique in its own
Yes,
way.
in its own way.
Yes.
In its
Yes.
own way.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
so
you,
that's
ma'am.
where we draw the curtain on today's episode of Tea or Coffee. And as a child, know that you have a right. I'm Ronke Ashiru.
And I am Buraola Kukwala. Till we meet again.
All right. Bye.